This Poland series that I'm doing, I really wanted to release a video every 2 or 3 days, but this time there's like a 3 or 4 week break, and the reason for this is because I got to the episode day 8, I think, I don't know. I got to the episode where we visited the Auschwitz Museum. And I didn't want to just put it into this vlog like it was nothing. Like, I didn't want to just gloss over it. I wanted to give this time that we went to this museum the attention that it deserved. Good morning! We woke up at our foster parents' house today, and then foster family rather, and then we hopped on a train to Auschwitz, and so now we're gonna go to the Auschwitz Museum, which, as you should know, is the biggest concentration camp in Poland, something like that. So it's gonna be a pretty serious day. Today's gonna be a pretty serious day. We'll see how it goes. Over 1 million people were tortured and died in this concentration camp. Now, if you don't know what exactly went on in this concentration camp and why it happens, I'm not going to really go over the details here because this isn't like a history channel, this isn't like a history vlog, and I'm not an expert, so I encourage you to do your own research, to go to Google. It's really easy these days. Type in Auschwitz, type in Nazi Germany, type in all of that, and really understand what happened, why it happened, who allowed it to happen. It shouldn't have happened, but it did, and we can't deny that. We can take it for what it is and learn from it, and make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. I'm not going to say much more because, again, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything about this, and it's much better if you do your own research. But what I will say is that when a government is allowing and even encouraging the killing of human beings without a trial, that there's a problem. There's a serious problem, and there's a dangerous problem.
Die of war.
We can learn from the political situation how to avoid something like this again. We can learn from the reactions of the people during that time. We can learn about the saints. We can be inspired by the saints, especially Maximilian Kolbe. During our trip, they closed off a lot of the museum to the World Youth Day pilgrims because there's literally 2 million World Youth Day pilgrims, and they wanted to make sure everyone can get at least a little bit can see a little bit of the museum. So in order to run things smoothly, they just close off some of it so you can go in and look around and come out. I wasn't too happy about that, but what can you do? There's 2 million pilgrims. So I'll share a little bit of my reflection from a different concentration camp museum in Dachau. One of the things that really touched me is that in the museum section, they had items from the prisoners on display, things that they used. One of the things was a monstrance made out of tin cans. A monstrance is that thing in adoration that holds the host, that holds the Eucharist, so that we can adore Jesus in the Eucharist. They made one of those out of the tin cans that their guards gave them. And then a question that's always asked is, where was God in all of this suffering? Where was God? Like, if God exists, where was he during all the suffering of these people? And when I saw that monstrance, I knew the answer. God was there. God was with them, suffering with them. So that's like the mystery of suffering and love. Love does not mean taking away all the suffering in the world. Love does not mean taking away the suffering from the person that you love. It'd be nice if you could, but that's just not possible, and that's just not true love. True love requires suffering, and God was there, suffering with them. God died on the cross, a death, if not more, as brutal, if not more, than the ones that people in the concentration camps experience. So he knows the feeling. He knows what they were going through. God is not just the God that just is floating in the air. He experienced that suffering with these people. And now I'm sure that a lot of those people who went through those camps are in paradise right now, enjoying paradise with God.
That's your word burning within us, your word unlocked the hardness of our hearts, and open our eyes that we may see you, hidden in the broken bread.
Bandik was false.
Shining I sing for all that you've done for
Sortez, get out.